We are moving from Peach State Hangar-Miniums to
Flair Bourbon.
Georgia Bourbon?
Yep.
So this is another perfect segue. So Kayla, who are we here with right now?
So this is Lee Hubner of Flair Bourbon. He's working with this amazing group of talented pilots and people down in the Atlanta area. And yeah.
As much as I could talk about Flair, I could also talk about Peach State, which is one of our favorite. Peach State is really close to where we're based.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen Peach State, it's if you could draw like a postcard, what you could imagine it might look like, it looks like that. It's this beautiful little grass strip, the tall trees at one end. When you're coming in on final, you're sort of coming around final, you're flying down through the trees, and you're like, where am I? Like, it's magical.
Heaven.
It's really a beautiful spot. So it was fun to listen to Kevin talk about it.
Very cool.
Knowing how much we as a family love going over there. So that was nice.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Perfect segue. Georgia all the way around here this morning.
Yep, and also I'm thrilled. I haven't been yelled at by anyone from EAA with my miniature Flair Bourbon delivery van over there.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not allowed to drive it. I got a bit of a side eye from an official. So I just kept driving. I figure if they can't catch me, I'm good. The delivery van can keep going.
So are you delivering bourbon to clients this week, Lee? What's the story behind
I think I've missed one of those, like a selling point. I could have been driving around in a miniature delivery van dropping off bourbon. No, that's just we have that in the booth and it's fun.
I don't know if you can, I'm going to try to describe it. I'm a writer by trade, but what do you tell you? If you could just imagine a small ice cream cart. Oh, there we are. There it is.
There it is.
So, yeah, my writerly skills are not needed here. I think the picture gives you 10,000 words.
Yeah,
so,
it's fun.
Really awesome, Lee.
Yeah,
and you're telling me that is filled with bourbon with a tap on the back that I can stick my head under.
That is exactly
correct?
how it is. Come by the booth and bring a cup. No, I'm afraid not. But we're down near... So going back a step, this is my first Oshkosh. My head right now, what is it, 9? It's whatever time it is on a Monday. My brain is, exploding.
So what was that like, flying in, your first Oshkosh? Tell everyone what you flew in.
Okay, I'll go back one little step.
For it.
Wednesday, I drove up from Georgia. We had to bring up, equipment for the booth. So I put in EAA Museum, I think I put in, and the GPS said you're still, 5 minutes from the museum. I could already see campers. I was next to campers. I'm thinking, if I'm still 5 minutes from the museum, this place must be enormous. And that's when it started to dawn on me just how the scale of Oshkosh. So that was great. We dropped it off. And then Friday, I flew our Cessna 195 back. And I was a little anxious. My first time into Oshkosh, you've seen all the conga line, and you hear the horror stories, and it was fantastic.
You nailed that yellow dot.
No, I mean, stay humble. I don't want to brag too much, but
I don't know. You put it all over Instagram, Lee.
Nailed it. Yeah, better to be lucky than good.
Seeing that reflection, that yellow dot reflection in that gorgeous 195. Yeah. How long did it take you to polish that airplane for this week?
I was still polishing yesterday, Sunday afternoon. I could let you in on a secret. Don't look at the tops of the wings. Okay. They might be a little grubby.
Good to know.
But if you stand at the front, boy, it looks pretty. I was still giving it a good polish yesterday. We had the weather come through. I think Saturday night there was some showers, so it wasn't ideal. Lady K is the name of our 195. A little tip for the guys out there: or girls, if you name your airplane after your significant other, you increase the chances of getting that plane.
Solid.
So our 195 is named after Camilla. She's never sat outside before, so when she's sitting out in the rain. Oh, my God, my poor polished 195 with raindrops on her. But I think she's forgiven me. She's been polished. She looks beautiful. It's been fun.
Yeah. She's here at Oshkosh. She can't complain.
And on that arrival, I was maybe 60 miles south, and I was looking at my whatever device, thinking how remarkable is ADSB that you can be painting a picture of what's going on so far out. And I really had a good experience coming in. You could see who's ahead of you, the controllers. That was amazing. Like, my first time coming in, being anxious, it was silky smooth. Like, they do a remarkable job here. Like, I'm overwhelmed with how the machine here works so smoothly. It's really something else.
It's incredible. I think I've flown in 6 or 7 times now, and I drove in yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, right.
I'll remember that. Oh my gosh! But we were driving down the road. Literally, we drove the arrival in, trying to get to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, so I was able to follow along.
How cool.
You know, along Ripon Fist, the whole thing, and seeing it unfold in front of me. And I was like, wow! For the first time in so many years, I get to sit back, relax,
and just soak it in.
Right, and so it was actually, we were watching it, and it's a great conga line. Everyone's going in, and then all of a sudden, they started routing people out of the airspace. And I'm like, oh, something happened.
Something's gone wrong.
Something happened.
Yeah.
And that's the case. That's the big thing about flying into Oshkosh that I think it's super important for people to know. You have to come in here with more gas than you think. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And that was, the NOTAM they put out is very good. Mm-hmm. It's well written and it's logical. If you just follow this, it's going to work.
Yep.
No problem. And that's how I felt like a bit of a nerd. I was studying it like it was for an exam. But arriving here, it all made sense. And I was prepared. If this thing happened, that's okay. I'm just going to go over there. And even, they're very good at describing the landmarks in the NOTAM. And sure enough, like, oh, yeah, there's the corner of the lake or whatever it is. There's the tower. It all made sense. So I would even say to someone who hasn't flown in, seriously consider it. Because when you turn there at Fisk, the controller said, do you want 09 or 36? I said, I'll take 36. This is very corny. It was like an oasis rising out of the ground when you start to see the campers and the runway and the tower. And as much as I'm trying to concentrate and fly the airplane, I'm also half looking at the window going, oh my God.
This is heaven.
And then you're on final just thinking, don't bounce, don't mess this up. And thank goodness I didn't, but it's just an amazing experience. I would encourage anybody, if you haven't flown to Oshkosh, at least once, do it.
Without a doubt.
I can't believe I've waited this long to come and do it. And it's fun with Flair Bourbon being Flair Bourbon's first time to be here. It's just one of those, I know this year is going to be something that we'll talk about for many years to come.
Yeah. I mean, you've done an awesome job plugging Peach State. You've done an awesome job plugging Oshkosh. I think it's time we start plugging Flair Bourbon and talking a little bit about your business and your brand and this awesome new product. So we were talking a little bit before the segment. I think a great place to start, which is pretty cool, you pioneering being the first liquor brand allowed here at Oshkosh. Man, tell a little bit about how the logistics of that go down.
We were approached at Sun and Fun. An EAA representative came along and said, you're going to come to Oshkosh. And we said, look, to the best of our knowledge, I don't think liquor, alcohol would be allowed. And he goes, yeah, that could be, you're right, let me look into it. And look, he was just a real champion where he said, what you're promoting is not reckless or careless. There is nothing more enjoyable than sitting in the hangar at the end of the day with your buddies sharing a drink. You come out on the flight line on that night air show and you will see people camped out under wings of airplanes sharing time together, sharing a drink. He seemed to understand what we were about. He understood what Flair represents. And he somehow, I don't know what he did and who he spoke to, but here we are. So
awesome.
It was pretty neat, really neat.
So where was the seed of this brand born for you? What's the origin story here with Flair?
The idea has been around for many, many moons. This idea of having a drink that speaks to us as aviators. If you think back, your first solo is a huge day in any pilot's life. You finally get your private license. You do your private check ride. And then there's instrument check rides and commercial all the way through until you retire. There's so many great moments. And I always felt like, where's that gift that we give to our buddy when they've achieved something in aviation? There's lots of other drinks for other celebrations. Where was the one that spoke to us? So that was the idea. Then living in Georgia, meeting the right people that had the skill set to distill the bourbon, the planet sort of aligned. and Flair came to life.
Beautiful.
And our saying that it makes sense to pilots, you finish every flight with a Flair. And all of a sudden you go, yep, I
We've
get
got
it.
a winner.
I get it.
A winner for sure. So what are you looking forward to throughout the week here with Flair, Lee?
We have met so many people that once they connect with what we represent, it's almost like meeting up with a friend. You know when you bond over something, if maybe it's an airplane and you say, well, I own the same airplane, and you sort of almost become friends. I think that's what's been happening with us. Like once it makes sense to people what Flair means, we have had so many great conversations. This maybe from a business standpoint, this is not a great idea. I think we've become friends with all of our customers, which, I don't know if that's how it's meant to work, but that's what's happened because we really have had great conversations. So as much as anything, it's meeting people, talking about it, let them see the bottle. There's so much hidden detail in there that pilots really get a kick out of.
Yeah, the label, the design is really well done.
Beautiful.
The common folk don't pick up on some of the detail, but the pilots look at it and get a kick out of it. So just to be able to stand down there and talk about it and share it, it's fun, really fun.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say one of the co-hosts today liked drinking bourbon,
Kayla.
and maybe even had a glass of it under their desk to help with nerves. Maybe for the bourbon nerds, tell us a little bit about the profile of Flair, how it's aged, some of that good nerdy bourbon nerd
I can tell you
stuff.
a few things. I can tell you some decisions we've made. We deliberately never released a mash bill or any tasting notes, a description, which we did debate back and forth as a group, but we are glad we didn't release any notes because we have had just the most wildly contrasting descriptions from people that say, well, I can taste, that must be a wheat bourbon or that must be a rye. They're confident of what it must be, and we never let on whether they're right or wrong because whatever you taste, whatever you smell, whatever you experience, if you enjoyed it, I just want you to enjoy it versus if I said it's a rye, you might say, well, I don't drink them. Oh, no, I'm not going to bother trying it. So you would have already made a decision before you tried it. So that was a decision we made, and we're glad we did that because I think it's allowed people to just have an open idea, open mindset, and try it, and if they like it, they like it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we've had very nice feedback.
It's like in the wine world, you'll be sitting there and someone's like, I'm getting hints of pencil and carrot. and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Great.
I mean, I'm like, grape juice.
There's been some really funny, incredibly creative, descriptive words, but in my mind, I'm thinking, what did you just say? Like, what does it even taste like? How could you know what that tastes like to compare it to my bourbon? But hey, if they enjoy it, that's okay.
And how long is that bourbon aged, Lee?
So one of the problems we have, we keep running out.
That's a good problem to have.
Running out of barrels?
Yeah, that's the problem. We didn't make enough 4 years ago. It's 4-year-old bourbon. This current batch, so basically if people come to the booth, what they're doing is reserving a bottle from the next batch so that they can get their hands on it. We did something fun with this next batch. 2 of the barrels are 4 years old. 1 of them is almost 6 years old. So it's still the same flavor. I would just say a richer flavor. And the color also, too interestingly, is a little darker. But it's been, and I confess, I'm not the one that distills it. One of our other pilots is, and they are like mad scientists. Like they really sort of go down a rabbit hole of, well, the barrels have to be moved from the bottom to the top, and in 6 months we'll move them back. And I'm thinking, does that really make any difference? Yeah. But, you just do what the boss says. So,
awesome.
It's good fun.
So where we are live, so there might be some people here who's hearing about it. If they want to come find you, where are you located here at Oshkosh?
The booth number is 405, but I think the easy description is near the tower. We're near Snap-on Tools. Everyone seems to know where Snap-on Tools is.
Got that right.
Yeah.
I've been busy in the back of their tent, nicking all the 10 mil wrenches. We're opposite the EAA International tent.
Okay.
Near Boeing Plaza, but look for the big shiny Cessna 195 and you'll find us.
Lee with Flair Bourbon, thank you so much for stopping
Thank you for
by.
having
I
us.
look forward to getting a taste of it. Yes, the sounds of Oshkosh all around. Lee, thanks so much for stopping by.
Guys.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Stay with us. More coming on Oshkosh Live, powered by Redbird Flight.